How should you study Natori Ryu? Now, I want you to remember that Natori Ryu is a school of gungaku, military science. It is not really a martial arts school where you learn how to swing or a sword or use a staff. So, a lot of this is theoretical, and of course some of it is practical. It's up to you to try and get the practicality out of the manuals. But this, I'll give you a simple example of if you really need the nuts and bolts of what you should be doing, it's like this. You should either be studying alone if you can't find a friend or a person in your area to study with. If you can, study with a friend in a pair or a small group. If you get a big enough group, create your own dojo. Hire a local hall twice a week. Or if you're from another group, then what you do is you add Natori Ryu to your existing martial arts group and put it in the background. So when you are studying Natori Ryu, simply think that it's about half of what I should be doing should be Natori Ryu. The other half is the gunnery, the swimming, the martial arts, the grappling, the archery. All these things you have to study alongside Natori Ryu. So if you have, let's say you have an hour of study time, about 20-30 minutes should be Natori Ryu and 35-30 minutes should be the other things, the martial arts. Of course, you're not just going to study for 1 hour, but that's how you should be seeing it. So, if you have a 2 or 3 hour session at your dojo, you've got an hour and a half, say, or just under an hour and a half of Natori Ryu, and you've got an hour and a half or just over an hour and a half of other schools, you know, the Koryu that you're studying. Now, Natori Ryu, it's difficult to answer this question because people are like, well, what do I do? The reason people are like, what do I do is because not all the scrolls are out yet. But bear with us, the scrolls are coming out and they will be out over the next few years. But in reality, if you've done your martial arts training and you've done some archery practice or you've gone through musket training, what you should do then is get out the Natori Ryu manuals, those that are available or what you're working with, or the 7 Chinese classics, and you should make something practical from those books. For example, how to defend a castle or a house or a fortress. Design a castle. Look, you know, how do I get into this castle? How should we attack the castle? Look at pictures of Japanese castles, take the Shoninkin, how do we invade that? Practice how to walk with the gimpin leg, the different walks in Natori Ryu. What I'm trying to say is it's so difficult because some of it is practical, some of it is not practical because we don't live in ancient Japan. But if you want to get an idea of what you should be doing, you imagine you're in the room, the dojo where you're studying. You've just finished an hour and a half or 2 hours of really vigorous martial arts study. You've sat down with a cup of tea together. We start opening the Natori Ryu scrolls and people are discussing and talking and they'll get up and say, oh, well, let's reenact this and let's get this in our head, or let's learn how to climb with a grappling hook. Well, let's plan this out on paper. And you should be spending the rest of the time discussing and studying these different aspects, which of course are myriad and they're vast and different, so it will be masses of difference. So in essence, the main difference is this, is you will get set structure in the first hour and a half of your lessons with certain katas, certain waza, certain different techniques from the school that you're being trained in somewhere else. And for the other half, you have vast differences, discussions, debates, exercises, mountain climbing, you'll visit castles, you'll try rock climbing, you'll be writing out things, you'll be studying things, you'll be looking at the stars, all those type of things will be coming. Of course, when the first manuals are out, this will be much easier to understand. So for the minute, if the manuals are not out fully yet, by the time you're watching this video, simply get the 7 Chinese classics, get True Path of the Ninja, and any of the other books that are coming out bit by bit. Open them and discuss them in your group. It's up to you to push Natori Ryu forward. We can't do it for you.